Welcome back. Look, we're about to get into episode 4 of season 3 of The Traitors. All right, listen, if you have not watched The Traitors, I need you to go ahead and catch up. If you're a person that likes, Big Brother, Survivor, any of those like reality show games, even The Bachelor, Real Housewives, a lot of people are on this show, okay? And it's just so interesting to watch because just because you were successful at one game does not mean that you will come in here and win the trader game. Okay, it's already been proven that that's not the case. Anyway, episode 4 is titled "I Will Bury You Under the Sand." All right, and let's not make any mistakes. Some of these things that they have to do, I cannot see doing it. What I'm going to talk about in this episode, only certain people will be able to do this. But anyway, so last episode, y'all remember Boston Rob joined as a traitor. All right, Ian got sent home, and then Tony also got sent home, and that was kind of emotional. Like it's like they're playing a game, but a lot of this probably caused like problems in people's whatever situation they thought they had or whatever, as far as like like friendships or whatever that they gain from these other shows. All right, because being on Traitors, if you're picked to be a traitor, then you pretty much got a lot of everybody. You know what I mean? So there's that. All right. So also remember last episode, Denise and Carolyn were coming out of that wine cellar having that secret meeting where they had to write the list of names on the scroll. And Gabby went in there to get some water and she heard them by the bookcase and she knows nobody else was in there, right? But she only mentioned hearing Denise's voice. I'm sorry, Denise. Who the hell is Denise? She only mentioned hearing Danielle's voice. So that kind of still leaves Carolyn, she doesn't suspect Carolyn at this point. All right, so, they start the show and they show Dylan finding the bookcase door open. And he looks around and Danielle walks up and she looks around with him. I forgot who else was in there with them, but she's just walking around, whatever. But Dylan kept saying something was different, but he never noticed the scroll because they put it inside of a little coffin in there or whatever. So, but she walked around in there like she wasn't just in there with the other traders. All right. So anyway, Alan calls them outside and then he tells them about the list, about how the traders had to shortlist 3 players right in plain sight and none of them were able to see what happened. All right. Now, the 3 people that they put on the list was Jeremy, Nikki, and Ciara, which I don't know. I don't really think that Nikki or Ciara were threats. Jeremy probably definitely was, but anyway, what they had to do, the 3 people that got picked, Jeremy, Nikki, and Ciara, they had to get inside of these coffins. And supposedly, this is all for TV, but later on that night, the traitors would come out and nail the coffin closed of the one they wanted to murder. Now, I'm sorry. Nope, nope, nope. I'm done. I'm not getting in there. And first of all, I don't care if you nailing it or not. I don't care if you keeping the door open or whatever. I'm not getting in no coffin, and that's just something that I just don't want to like enact, right? I don't want to. No, thank you. But they did it. They got in there, and so they all had to do like a last plea. And Jeremy says, "Oh, if you will, I'll work with you if you don't kill me." Like, what? He said, if you keep me, I'll work with you. How does that look? How does it look? You just told everybody, all of the faithfuls, that you would be working with the traitors. Like, what is happening? Anyway, I knew he was a goner at that point because what was that? Anyway, but before that, Alan sent everyone to bed, right? And so everyone looked all stressed getting in their beds. Now, I personally know that this is for TV, and I know that they did not leave those people out there while those people went and got in the bed. All right? Like, they probably literally brought the traitors right back out there to do it. And, I don't know. Who knows? Listen, I'm not a TV producer, but all I know is you're not leaving me in no damn coffin. Oh, hell no. I don't care. No. Y'all put in the comments below. Would y'all have done it or what? I mean, because at this point, y'all about to go home. Like, when are y'all about to go home? You know what I'm saying? You might not even get no money for this. So, like, no. I don't even care. No amount. So sorry. So they had breakfast the next day. They're all trying to figure out, like, wait until everybody gets there to see who went home. Okay. And so people are like filtering in or whatever. And Robin believes that Nikki and Jeremy are traitors. Gabby told Robin and Dolores and somebody else about her hearing Danielle's voice or whatever. And so Robin immediately was like, we're going to bring that up. We're going to bring that up. So like once the whole group gets there, Robin brings up the bookcase in front of the group, and she says like, so y'all want to tell us about this bookcase? What about the bookcase or whatever? Were you in the bookcase? And so Danielle was like, she said, no, Robin was like, who was in the bookcase? And so Danielle says her and Dylan. And the funny thing is, she's not lying. She was in there walking around with Dylan after the fact, right? So she really wasn't lying. And I guess Robin expected nobody else to say that they were in the bookcase. And then Bob said he was in the bookcase, and then people just they like, oh, everybody was in the bookcase. So then it kind of like was a moot point. It was like it landed flat. All right. So then they find out that Jeremy went home. All right. They find out, and Carolyn actually regrets sending Jeremy home. All right. So Carolyn is going to be a problem, because here's the thing. I'm not able to be a traitor because I will fold, right? Now, the thing is, Carolyn is going to, I feel like she's going to fold. I feel like she's going to, like, I don't know how it's going to happen or whatever, but it's like, if she's feeling, it's not the first time she's felt regret or not really agree with how stuff was being handled with the traitors. So she feels regret for sending Jeremy home, and I believe that Carolyn she's going to be a problem. Anyway, so then Nikki says that she suspects that Danielle is a traitor, and Rob thinks that murdering Jeremy was the right decision. So again, him and Carolyn gonna butt heads on this, right? Rob is gonna end up running this whole traitor situation. It's looking like, from right now. This is only episode 4. All right, so much has happened, and then you got Tom walking around looking all serious face. He's telling people that he thinks Ciara got recruited to be a traitor. Tom, I don't know what's going on with Tom, okay? And then you got Wes. He says that Nikki is a traitor, so clearly he's off, right? Dylan still thinks it's Bob the drag queen, and he cannot let it go. He tells Dolores, and Dolores agrees, but she's like, no, I'm not ready to say that. I'm not ready to say that. But Dylan, let me tell you, Dylan to me is what he really like. His discernment is on point, all right? And he can't let it go. So they got the next mission, and so right now they have $35K, because that last mission with the fun house and the clowns popping their balloons, they did not do well on that. So they got $35K right now, and they have a chance to win $20K with this mission. All right. So Bob the trainer, had a hard time with this mission. This mission was really physical. They had 45 minutes to get these like stone heads and bodies up to the top of the hill, and there were 10 shields at stake for this game. I think they got $2,000 body that they completed. And so 10 people had a chance to get shields, right? But 2 people had to carry some of the stones. So it was a very physical mission. And so Bob the trainer had a hard time with this, but he shared that he had a heart attack. And he really, to me, shouldn't have been doing this mission, right? Somebody should have like just made sure that he got a shield up. Got a shield up there, because he really looked like he was struggling with this. All right. But it all worked out well. The thing that was obvious was that the dudes were getting all their heads up there, and they wasn't thinking about the girls, which, I can see that. You know what I'm saying? Because chivalry, to me, everybody doesn't have it. And when money is at stake and you got these people, I'm not surprised at how that turned out, okay? So, anyway, they got 10 shields. They got the money. But they also did help Bob, okay? So that was kind of cool that they helped Bob, but the woman thing is still standing out to the people, okay? Bob the drag queen says something about Wes and Rob and Derek, and I was sitting there like, why would he do that? Now Rob plans to blindside Bob the drag queen. Here we go. Okay. So then Boston Rob tells Dylan his whole situation, and he tells Ivar and Chriselle. Meanwhile, Wes is putting Nikki's name in rotation, okay? Then Boston Rob, like, talks to Danielle and Carolyn. He literally had a traitor meeting in plain sight, but he tells them about his plans about Bob the drag queen. So they have this round table, okay? And Bob gets called out by Rob immediately, all right? Bob the drag queen. And then Bob the drag queen swore to God that he was a faithful. And then Rob and him goes back and forth. So it was heated, okay? They go and vote at the round table. So Ciara's name was thrown out there. Of course, Bob the drag queen's name was thrown out there, and Nikki's name was thrown out there a lot. So that means that, like, they're really not tracking the actual traitors. Like, they have thought about them, but if they put all of these people up, they only have one identified, all right? But the thing that freaked me out was Danielle was saying that Bob, she had his back, but she voted for Bob the drag queen, and then Carolyn voted for Bob the drag queen, right? So I'm like, well, wow, you know what I'm saying? Because that sends a message to all the traitors that, okay, we following this person's lead. It was really crazy. But so Bob goes up there, he admits that he's a traitor, and he says he doesn't believe in God. I didn't know that. But he says that's why he said, I said swear to God. Okay. But they all celebrate. They finally got a traitor out. Rob is being celebrated. Rob is, like, the man right now. Okay, he's him. All right. They all celebrate. And then the traitors, now they have issues. Because as you go around, Rob is being celebrated and Dylan is way up Rob's ass. But Wes, Ivar, and Tom now suspect Rob. All right. So the traitors are going to have a meeting, and we don't get to see what happens. They leave us with a cliffhanger because I know Danielle and Carolyn got some shit to say to Boston Rob's ass. All right. But I mean, y'all voted with him, so y'all gave him the clout. So he's pretty much running you right now. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. I would not have, I would have voted for somebody else. I would not have done that. Like, I would not have done that. I would not have done that. I don't know. But then again, I'm not on the show, so who knows what I would have done. Anyway, get in the comments below. Let me know how y'all enjoying this season so far. Who do you think is going to go next? Do you think Rob put a target on his back by going at Bob so hard? How are Wes, Ivar, and Tom gonna get the house to understand what they saying? Tom finally has something to go off of, right? Poor Tom. Anyway, I'm looking forward to this week's episode. Get in the comments below. I want to know what you think about the show as well. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.